They tell you that the internet is a marvel, a digital utopia with a single click. The world's marketplace is at your fingertips. You are a god of commerce, capable of summoning goods from across the oceans directly to your doorstep. They don't tell you about the consequences of hubris. They don't tell you about the darkest phrases in the English language. The return policy. It started on Tuesday, 2:14 a.m., the watching hour for bad financial decisions. I was scrolling. I was vulnerable. I saw an ad for a dress, a vintage-inspired waist snatching, dark academia noir style dress. The model looked like she was solving murders and broke hearts before breakfast. In my sleep-deprived state, my unhinged brain said, yes, this piece of fabric will fix me. If I buy this, I'll suddenly start waking up at 7 a.m. I'll drink lemon water. I will no longer be a creature that subsists on spite and instant noodles. I clicked buy now. The dopamine hit was instantaneous. For 3 to 5 business days, I was a woman with a future. I had a reason to keep going. Then it arrived. I tore open that poly mailer with the ferocity of a raccoon getting into a dumpster behind a Michelin star restaurant. I held it up to the light. It was not just a tasteful piece of dark academia, my friends. It was 100% polyester! It felt like a shower curtain that had given up on life. But I am nothing if not committed to my own delusions. I tried it on. Have you ever gotten stuck in a garment? Have you ever had your arms pinned above your head, the fabric suffocating your face, the static electricity turning your hair into a literal hazard? And thought, this is it. This is how I pass away. Found in my apartment, trapped in a medium-sized blue tube of synthetic fabric, deprived of air and dignity. I wrestled with it. I tugged for my life. I fought. And when I finally got it down, I looked in the mirror. I did not look like a femme fatale. I looked like a Victorian orphan who had been wrapped in a trash bag and thrown into the river. Please, sir, I want what I ordered. The dress was a crime scene, and I was the victim. Look! The realization washed over me like ice water. It had to go back. I logged into the website. My cursor hovered over the initiate return button. The button felt heavy. It felt like admitting defeat. And yet, I persevered. I clicked it. The screen loaded, and there it was. The mandate. Please print your return label and affix it to the original packing. Print your label. Who owns a printer? printer? Who? Seriously, who? If you want a working printer in the year 2026, you are either a workaholic, federal agent, or you are running a cartel. There is no in between. Printers are not real appliances. They are sentient, malevolent entities designed purely to devour magenta ink and spit out error codes. PC load letter? What does that even mean? I'm a VTuber! I don't know what a PC is. I just plug cables into the glowing box until my model moves. I spent 20 minutes staring at the screen, calculating if it would just be easier to just keep the dress and wear it to my own funeral, or if I should harness my horse to a carriage, don a bonnet, and trot down the local library to pay 10 cents a page to a librarian who hates me. I found a loophole. The glorious QR code drop-off. No printer required. The heavens opened. The choirs of angels sing. But then I've read the fine print. Items must be secured and sealed in its original packaging. The original packaging! The poly mailer I'd ripped open with my teeth an hour prior! I looked at the shredded plastic on my floor. It looked like it had been attacked by a wild animal, then tossed through a wood chipper. I had to reconstruct it. I spent the next 45 minutes, by the way, performing emergency surgery on a plastic bag with packing tape. Have you ever tried to find the end of a roll of packing tape? It is an exercise in futility. You scrape your fingernail around the roll for eternity, peeling off tiny, useless slivers. And by the time I was done, the packing was 10% plastic and 90% tape! I looked like a cursed artifact. A cardboard coffin for my dignity. I had to leave the house. The sun was out. Why is the sun always out? It felt personal, like the sky orb was mocking me. I walked to my car, holding this taped up monstrosity. My neighbor waved at me. And I scurried into the driver's seat. The drive to the shipping store was not a drive. It's a walk down the Green Mile. Every red light was a sign from the universe asking, "Are you sure you want to be perceived today?" Is getting $42.50 back to your checking account worth interacting with humanity at large? I pulled into the strip mall. I sat in my car for 10 minutes watching the door of the UPS store. I was studying, learning its rhythms. Who was going in? Who was coming out? A man walked out carrying nothing but the receipt. He looked victorious, and I hated him for it. I walked in. The air smelled like cardboard and shattered dreams. I stood in line behind a woman who was shipping a grandfather clock. Just a massive ticking clock. Why? Where is it going? Time is an illusion anyway, Helen! Then it was my turn. I inched up to the counter. The clerk was a guy who looked like he had the power to crush a watermelon with his bare hands. But instead, he was scanning barcodes for minimum wage. Why? He looked at me with the dead, empty eyes of someone who has seen the heat of death of the universe and didn't find it particularly interesting. I am a 2D anime girl who talks to the internet for a living.
QR code?
Yes. I pulled up my phone. The screen brightness was on low. It didn't scan. Beep! Error! I felt my soul detached from my physical form. I wanted to apologize for my entire existence. I wanted to tell him about my lore, about the tea, about the noir aesthetic, but I just stood there. Aggressively tapping my phone, trying to get it to be brighter while he judged me. And then the final beep, a reprieve, it finally scanned. He took the tape ball from me. He didn't say a word. He just threw it in a bin behind him. The thud it made when it hit the bottom of the bin will haunt me for the rest of my days. I walked out of that store, a hollow shell of a woman. The deed was done, the return processed. I got back in my car, and I drove home in silence. I unlocked the door, collapsed into my very chair I speak to you from now, and I pulled up my email. Your refund has been initiated. The $42.50 would be returning to my bank account. The system works. Capitalism continues its relentless march. I sat there for a moment, letting the adrenaline fade. And then a notification popped up on my screen. Flash sale! 40% off all Gothic Lolita skirts! I clicked the link. The cycle begins anew. I am the snake eating my own tail, and my tail tastes like limited time discounts and regrets. Welcome to adulthood. Drink your water, pay your taxes, and for the love of everything that is holy, buy a printer. So there you have it. Another day, another victory for the logistics industry, and a crushing defeat for my dignity. If you enjoyed watching me spiral over a piece of cardboard, do the polite thing. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications. It's the only way to ensure I have enough dopamine to actually leave my house again next week. Check the links below for my socials and the unfit for human consumption merch that will be coming. And remember, you don't have to be a functioning member of society to be loved. You just have to be perceived by enough people on the internet to pay your rent. I love you guys. Now, I'm going to go hide in my closet and wait for the mailman. Not because I want my package, but because I want to see if he's actually real. Or if he's just a hallucination brought on by my third pot of Earl Grey. If you tell anyone I cried at the UPS store, I will find your return address and send you a box of my literal hair.